Have you ever felt surrounded by connection, yet drowning in silence? In a world where we're constantly online, why do we still feel so unseen? If you've ever questioned your worth in someone else's life, you're not alone. And there's an ancient answer worth rediscovering. We live in an era where our smartphones keep us tethered to each other 24/7. Messages fly, notifications buzz, and yet, ironically, we've never felt more overlooked, more undervalued, more alone. It's as if we're shouting into a vast digital void, hoping someone will truly hear us. We're craving genuine connection, not just replies. But what happens when our words go unanswered? When our presence feels more like a convenience to others than a priority? In those quiet, uncomfortable moments of realization, Stoicism rises, like a steady flame in the dark. The ancient teachings of Marcus Aurelius remind us of something profound. Our value is not granted by others. It begins within. But how do we bring this timeless philosophy into the chaos of modern life? How do we use Stoicism not just to survive emotionally, but to actually enhance our presence so that others feel our worth? This video will walk you through practical Stoic-rooted strategies, not tricks, not manipulation, but real tools to build meaningful, authentic relationships. Ones rooted in truth, not performance. Remember this: the company you keep is a reflection of who you are, and Stoicism doesn't teach us to be needed. It teaches us to be valuable. So, how can you become truly indispensable to others? It starts with a principle that may sound counterintuitive: rarity. Think about it. Why does the moon feel more magical when it's not full every night? Its beauty is enhanced by its absence. The same is true for us. If you want your presence to be valued, don't make it too common. Picture this. You're the person who always says yes, always available, always ready. What message does that send? It tells the world, I'm always here, whenever you want. But that's not a treasure, that's a convenience. Now flip the script. Be like a rare book in a grand library, valuable, accessible, but not sitting on the shelf collecting dust. Let people feel your absence. Let your presence carry weight. This isn't about playing games or acting distant. It's about honoring your own time and teaching others to do the same. Marcus Aurelius captured this idea perfectly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In other words, seek internal worth before external validation. This practice requires a thoughtful balance. It's not coldness, it's clarity. When you answer every call instantly, you become a servant to others' priorities. But when you engage with intention, you're saying, I respect my time, so should you. That doesn't mean ignoring people. It means choosing how and when to show up, so that when you do, it matters. Your presence should feel like a gift, not a given. Like a rare comet crossing the night sky, not just another star. So here's the first practice. Avoid being constantly available. Value your time like gold, because it is. And this brings us gently to the heart of the second Stoic principle, one that continues our journey of becoming truly valued. Now let's take a deeper look into this next step. How saying no with intention can be an act of powerful self-respect. Let's explore. We just explored the power of creating rarity in your presence. Now, let's take one step further, into the heart of self-respect. Being the architect of your own fate doesn't mean shutting people out. It means honoring your time and teaching others to do the same. This isn't about selfishness. It's about a deep, grounded self-respect. When you value your time, others begin to notice. They realize that when you say yes, it's not by default. It's a conscious decision, a mark of commitment, of real attention. This is a practice of balance. It's not about building walls around your life. It's about crafting boundaries, strong, clear, and healthy. Imagine your life as a flowing river. The boundaries you set are like the riverbanks. They don't block the water, they shape it. They keep your energy flowing toward what truly matters. When you're not constantly available, people begin to cherish the moments they do have with you. You become like a rare book in an ancient library, valued, sought after, respected. Your presence is no longer expected, it's appreciated. This is living out a core Stoic principle. Mastering yourself by mastering your time. Think of your time as a brilliant gem resting in your palm. Every moment you give to others is like handing over a shimmering shard of that gem. If you give away pieces carelessly, you'll soon find yourself empty, nothing left for your own growth, your own peace. That doesn't mean becoming a recluse. It means being intentional. It means choosing where your time goes, investing it with care, like a gardener tending only the richest soil. And now, as we move deeper into this Stoic journey, we arrive at a surprising but powerful truth. Mystery has value. In a world where everything is loud, fast, and exposed, mystery is like a whisper that pulls people in. It's not manipulation. It's not about hiding. It's about timing. Think of it like a spider weaving its web, not with noise or spectacle, but with quiet, deliberate artistry. Mystery, when used wisely, builds allure, not distance. Your life is a story, a novel. You don't reveal every chapter at once. You turn each page slowly, at the right moment. You share just enough to spark curiosity, to make others want to lean in. It's like handing someone a map with treasures marked, but without the exact paths. Each interaction becomes a journey of discovery, revealing depth layer by layer. That's the art of selective sharing. It makes others pay attention. It invites them to wonder and to value the story that is still unfolding. The Stoics understood this well. Their teachings whisper across time. He who reigns within himself, who rules his passions, desires, and fears, is more than a king. This isn't about secrecy. It's about choosing your gates, deciding who gets access and when. Your presence, your story, your essence, these are precious. They shouldn't be spilled out like water for just anyone. Choosing what to share is not cold. It's conscious. It shows you understand your own worth, and in return, others begin to recognize that worth too. Because mystery is not just a way to draw people in, it's a way to honor yourself. In the end, the most powerful mystery is this: how much more there is to you than anyone can see. Now imagine standing at a crossroads. One path leads to isolated independence, the other to meaningful mutual growth. And that's where our next Stoic practice comes into play. Letting others invest in you. It's a quiet strength, not rooted in ego, but in shared humanity. And as Seneca once suggested, joy can be found in being chosen, not just for help, but for connection, for growth, for something deeper. Let's take this next step together into the practice of receiving as a form of giving. And why letting others support you is also an act of wisdom. Previously, we explored how letting others invest in you is not a weakness, but a gateway to deeper connection. Now let's go further into this powerful idea. When you open yourself to the support of others, you're not displaying fragility. You're inviting shared strength. This practice isn't about building barriers. It's about building bridges. It's more than just accepting help. It's about creating a space where others feel their contributions matter, where what they offer, be it advice, time, or presence, is truly appreciated. Think of your life as a garden. You may be the gardener, yes, but the most vibrant gardens are never tended alone. When you invite others in, you allow them to plant seeds of wisdom, kindness, and support. And with each seed they sow, your garden flourishes. The beauty they help create becomes a shared joy. As they see the flowers bloom, their sense of connection deepens. Why? because they were part of something meaningful. This kind of mutual growth creates a rich ecosystem of respect and relationship. It becomes a cycle, a rhythm of giving and receiving, where everyone grows. Your openness becomes magnetic. You begin to attract people who are not just seeking attention, but offering authentic connection. People who want to be part of something real. And this isn't just a lofty idea. It plays out in our everyday lives. It's in those moments when you accept a colleague's offer to assist on a project, when you genuinely consider a friend's advice, when you simply listen with openness instead of resistance. Each of these small moments is a stitch in the larger tapestry of your life, and you're not weaving it alone. You are a thread in something greater, intertwined with the lives, thoughts, and hearts of others. A modern Stoic recognizes this interdependence not with shame, but with grace and gratitude. And the beautiful part: the more you open up, the more the world embraces you in return. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "What is good for the hive is good for the bee." Your growth, your well-being, and the contributions of others, these aren't separate. They're part of the same whole. And now, we arrive at the fifth point on this journey to becoming more valued: prioritizing your own needs first. Now, that might sound selfish at first, but in truth, it's the foundation of everything. Think about the airline safety instructions. Put your own oxygen mask on first before assisting others. Why? Because you can't help anyone if you can't breathe yourself. This principle applies just as powerfully in life. Stoicism, practical and timeless, echoes this idea. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." That's not about greed. It's about clarity. It's about knowing what truly matters and tending to it before everything else. Meeting your own essential needs isn't a betrayal of others. It's an investment in your ability to show up with strength, clarity, and presence. Picture your life once again as a garden. If you never water your own roots, how can you expect to offer shade, fruit, or beauty to others? Your rest, your growth, your emotional peace. These are the sunlight and rain for your inner garden. When you care for these needs, you don't just survive, you flourish. And when you flourish, others around you benefit too. This isn't about withdrawing. It's about finding balance, a life where your well-being isn't constantly sacrificed for approval or acceptance, but knowing your priorities is only half the battle. Living them, that's the Stoic way. Marcus Aurelius put it plainly. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That means making tough decisions, drawing lines, sometimes saying no, even when it's uncomfortable. It won't always be easy, but it will lead to respect. And more importantly, to self-respect. Because when you act in alignment with your needs and values, you become steady, like a pillar standing firm in the storm. People are drawn to that kind of presence. It radiates something rare: authenticity. So, start today. Honor your needs, set your boundaries, nourish yourself with intention, and watch how the world slowly starts to reflect that value back to you. And now, we step into the sixth principle, an often overlooked but critical truth: don't make others the center of your life. Let's now explore what happens when your sense of worth no longer depends on someone else's spotlight, but on your own inner light. Let's continue. Just as we explored the importance of prioritizing your own needs, we now turn to another powerful truth. Stop making others the center of your life. Far too often, we forget the compass that resides within us. We hand over our direction to others, hoping they'll guide us, validate us, define us. But Stoicism, a philosophy not of emotional detachment, but of deep personal empowerment, reminds us of something vital. Your story is yours to tell, right? Choosing not to center your life around others isn't about becoming distant or closed off. It's about learning to value yourself from within. Picture yourself as the captain of a ship on the open sea. Around you, other ships sail. Some offer companionship, some try to change your course. But no matter what, the wheel remains in your hands. You decide where to go. This core Stoic principle is beautifully echoed in the words of Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When we base our worth on others' opinions, we're more likely to create imaginary storms that shake our self-esteem. But when we reclaim the helm, we find calm within, even amid the waves. Set your goals, trust your decisions, value your perspective. Do it with the quiet strength of a seasoned sailor charting unknown waters, not with fear, but with purpose. Think of your time and energy as your most precious currency. Every moment is like a gold coin. Would you toss it into the hands of anyone who asks, or spend it wisely, investing in things that nourish your soul? To not make others the center of your life is to choose intentionally. It's choosing relationships, projects, and experiences that align with your values, not ones that drain your spirit or force you into a mold you were never meant to fit. This is the art of selective attention. In today's noisy world, where voices are loud, fast, and unfiltered, Stoicism teaches us to tune in only to what matters. That includes your personal growth, your peace of mind, and your path forward. You're not ignoring the world. You're choosing not to let it control your sense of worth. As you shift your focus inward, something powerful happens. You start to seek less validation from others and discover more clarity within yourself. Think of your life as a sculpture. You are both the artist and the marble. Every decision, every boundary, every belief you hold, these are the careful chisels shaping your form. Do it with intention. Let your inner voice guide the craft. And as you continue to embody these Stoic values, you'll notice something beautiful. Not only do others begin to respect you more, but you begin to respect yourself on a deeper, truer level. This journey isn't about pushing people away. It's about dancing to your own rhythm in the symphony of life. And now we arrive at the final point in this video, one that might just surprise you. Stop initiating every conversation. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes silence speaks the loudest. This practice, deeply rooted in Stoic thought, asks us to shift from speaking to listening. Imagine the quiet strength of someone who doesn't rush to speak, but waits, observes, and listens. It's not about being passive. It's about being present. You're not withholding words. You're creating space for others to share their thoughts, feelings, and truths. And this shift, it changes everything. Epictetus, another Stoic master, gave us a subtle yet powerful reminder. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This isn't just a catchy quote. It's a life principle, especially in our over-communicative world. When you stop being the first to speak, something profound happens. People lean in, they feel heard, they feel seen. You create a space where real connection can take root, not through noise, but through presence. Think about it. When was the last time someone truly listened to you? Didn't it feel like a gift? That's what you offer when you allow others to initiate. You're not just hearing their words, you're honoring their voice. And in doing so, you create bonds that go deeper. Relationships built not on performance, but on mutual respect and understanding. In a world where everyone is eager to speak, being the one who listens is rare and deeply valued. This doesn't mean you should never speak your mind, quite the opposite. It means choosing your words with care and speaking when it truly matters. And as we close this Stoic journey, one final reflection remains. What kind of presence are you building in the lives of others and in your own? Previously, we explored the quiet power of listening, how stepping back and creating space allows others to feel truly heard. Now let's take that wisdom one step further. Your words carry more weight when they're spoken with intention, when they emerge not from impulse, but from understanding. This is the essence of mindful communication. It's not about silence, for silence's sake. It's about presence, purpose, thoughtfulness. To begin practicing this, start by simply observing. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, pause. Notice the impulse to interrupt, to offer your opinion, to steer the dialogue, and then gently resist it. Shift your focus fully to the other person. Truly listen. Ask thoughtful questions. Show curiosity. Let the conversation unfold naturally, like a river finding its own path. You're not being passive, you're being intentionally present. With time, this practice will not only deepen your connections, it will also sharpen your perception. You'll begin to understand people on a richer, more meaningful level. You'll notice subtleties others miss. And in those quiet, in-between spaces, that's where the real wisdom often speaks the loudest. And now, as we come to the close of this journey, let's take a step back and see the full picture. Today, we've explored 7 powerful practices, all rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Each one is a stepping stone, a guidepost leading you toward becoming not only more valued by others, but more anchored in yourself. But don't treat these like a to-do list to check off. This path isn't mechanical, it's transformational. It's a way of life. Live these principles with heart and courage. Be fearless, yet thoughtful. Patient, but always moving forward. Be selectively available, so your presence has value. Remain mysteriously authentic, so people lean in to understand you. Stay open, so others feel safe to contribute to your growth. Prioritize your needs, so you never pour from an empty cup. And most of all, let your presence speak louder than your pursuit. This isn't about chasing validation. It's about creating harmony between your values, your time, your boundaries, and your relationships. These are not mere tips. They're life tools, instruments of self-respect and personal evolution. They shape how the world sees you, but, more importantly, how you see yourself, strong, respected, whole. So take these lessons and let them shape your everyday actions. Carry them into your work, your conversations, your solitude. Let them transform not just your relationships, but the person you're becoming. And always remember, this is just the beginning. There is a vast universe of Stoic wisdom still waiting for you to explore, to reflect, and to live by. If this video sparked something within you, please support our journey. Hit the like button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new insight. Thank you for walking this path with me. Subscribe and join our growing Stoic community, a place for thought, discipline, and meaningful growth. I'd love to hear your reflections. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're not sure what to write, simply say, I am evolving daily. It's a small but powerful affirmation, a promise to yourself. Until next time, stay stoic, stay driven, and let's keep growing together.